Hi, this is Tamika with Pastry Pumps and Pie, and I'm here today to do a video on giving you some advice on some top tools that will help your child be successful in math. Already, math is one of those subjects that most kids shy away from. They don't have a lot of confidence in, but if you start early and start with some of these tools, you can help ensure that your child is very much successful in math. So even when they are in their pre-K stages, you can begin with something as simple as counters. You can go to any educational store and possibly even your Walmart or Target store and buy counters. What you can do with these counters is help your child start to learn to count from 1 to 10. And then as they progress and get a little older, you can still use these same counters to help them with multiplication. So what you can do then is give them a certain number of the counters, so maybe you give them 12, and you tell them to divide those into groups of 3. And as they are dividing them out, they are learning the basic skill of multiplication. So you can start very early with something as simple as the counters. Most counters are shaped like little bears, but you can also find counters that are shaped like other animals or objects. Then the next tool that is very vital, and most students do not know how to regularly use one, would be something as simple as a ruler. You wouldn't believe how many kids get into high school and they still can't use a ruler to measure simple inches and centimeters. Usually this might be an item that is also required as part of their school supplies, but you can always start early with measurements as well. Have them help you around the house with different things. Maybe dad likes to do carpentry work, so they can sit one day and work with dad, and dad can show them how to measure centimeters and inches and feet. And you can start talking about things such as converting feet and to inches and inches to feet, vice versa. Another thing you can do is maybe mom likes to sew as a hobby. Have the child sit with you and just start to measure out a little piece of scrap fabric. Tell them, okay, measure out 4 inches of this fabric for me. And that is a way to start getting them into measurement. You do not want them to get into high school and they're still struggling with using a ruler. Another item that will be great tools for them, especially once they have entered high school, and may also be required for them when they are in geometry class, is your compass and your protractor. Some kids, if they have difficulty cutting with scissors, they may also have difficulty handling a compass and a protractor. Your compass is going to be very critical and vital in making things like circles and arcs and things of that nature. And your protractor is very helpful in measuring angles of different shapes. Your protractor also has one straight edge on it that helps with doing some basic measurements as well. So more than likely, those things will be required when they are in geometry, but they may get some use with those items as early as middle school. Then the last thing that I wanted to talk about, which is something that I hold near and dear to me, which is a graphing calculator. In middle school, they'll probably work with a scientific calculator, but once your student progresses into high school, you want to ensure that they have a graphing calculator, and it's probably going to be a requirement as well. They're going to use it a lot in Algebra 1, they're going to use it in Algebra 2, a little bit in geometry, but not so much as they will in algebra. If your child anticipates going on further into subjects such as pre-calculus and calculus, or maybe they're going to go on to college and be an engineer major, you definitely want a graphing calculator. Standard one to use would be a TI-84, but if you're going to get into higher subjects like pre-cal and further, I highly recommend the TI Nspire. I love that calculator. I carry it with me almost all the time. My brother used to say, who carries a calculator around? Oh, I do. But I must admit I've had to stop carrying it because for some strange reason it sets off alarms in some of the department stores. Yes, I know, strange. But that calculator goes everywhere with me, and the Nspire is really great. I wish it had been out when I was in college. It would have really helped me in Cal 1, 2, and 3. It does everything. It does your derivatives, it does your sums, it does fantastic graphing. And then you can always go to the TI website, and there's a lot of different resources and things that you can download for additional assistance there. So that's just a couple of things that I believe your child can use as tools to help them be more successful in math. I have a list with some other tools, and I will link that to a blog post, and you can take a look at the full list to ensure that your child is working with some of the tools that are listed there. But I thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.